Don't miss the train, don't miss the train. Phew, made it. It's gonna be one of those coding on the train projects. Actually, what I'll do is remake my first train simulation because I lost the code for it. But I'll redo it in a different way, without the heavy math. I figured out how to get the same effect pretty much by just drawing lines. Dashed lines to be exact. You'll see. And I implemented this so fast that I managed to do another project on the same trip. A game based on the trolley problem. But I'll teach you that later. Now let's begin with... Oh, I have GitHub Copilot enabled. Let's see, can it create a basic interface with, let's say, 700 by 700 canvas? Pretty close. Just that doing this won't truly give me a 700 by 700 canvas. It will be a 300 by 150 canvas stretched using CSS to fill a 700 by 700 pixel region. So fixing it, and let's also name this project accordingly, and yeah, pretty cool. Now let's begin by drawing a line. I'll make a thick line because it will be the train track. By drawing another, thinner, white line on top of it, it looks like the two rails, side by side. Now for the sleepers, a thicker, dashed black line. Pretty good. Maybe make the sleepers thinner? I think it's better, but I don't really remember how they look like, and they're covered in snow, so I'm not gonna find out. Let's wrap this in a function, and now we can give it parameters, where to start, where to end, and maybe specify the width as the third optional parameter with default value, like so. Let's define these, and we can create as many tracks as we want, and even change the width. Neat. But in the old simulation, the track was a curve, not a straight line. We can do that by adding another parameter here. Let's say the track needs to go via this point. We set it by default to 2, which will mean a straight line as before. But if we give it a different value, we can make a smooth curve using the quadratic curve 2 method, like so. Now, it doesn't go exactly via that point. Bezier curves are influenced by these control points, so they start and end tangent to that direction. Therefore, renaming this to control is better. Let's keep just one track and create a new function to draw the train. It will have the same parameters here because the train needs to follow the same curve. Let's make the train red and show a single car for now. We'll do that by setting the spacing for the line dash to something huge, essentially infinite. And let's add another parameter for the length of the cars. Okay, cool. Now, eventually we'll have more cars, but first I want to see how I can move this car along the track using an offset. I don't remember the documentation well. Let's open it. Let's try adding another car. Still isn't working as expected. Maybe the offset goes the other way? Yeah, negative values seem to be needed here for some reason. Okay, I want another parameter for the spacing between the cars, but there are so many parameters here now, I decided to pass an object as a single parameter instead. Now these named attributes will need to be passed here as well. It's more code, but easier to read since the name of the parameter is there, and I can pass them in any order I want. Not sure if I'll need to call this many times, but it's good to have it like so, just in case. Looking good. So I made a loop to do the same for all the cars, and there they are. Now, there is a difference compared to my implementation from earlier. Here the cars bend around the track. There they were perfect rectangles. So that one was more accurate. But sometimes you may want something like this if you're animating something more organic. And drawing such shapes using math is no picnic. So knowing this technique is useful. And the cars don't really bend much. So it's okay. Most people won't even notice. Now I made these functions more similar and called them together inside the drawWorld function. In this way the parameter values are in sync, so the train will always fit on the track. Now we're ready to start animating. Let's add the simple animation loop, like so, and you can see it already affecting. See how sharp these pixels are? Without that, they look like this. They were sharp because drawing multiple times on top of each other destroys the anti-aliasing effect. So we need to clear the canvas before drawing each frame, and now, to move things around, we'll use the frame count. Pass it here to the train drawing function as an offset, and we'll set the line dash offset to be minus the offset, and there we have it. Cool, isn't it? Now I set the offset so the train starts just off screen, and I also add a control for the speed. Setting this to 2 means it will go twice as fast as before. Now it was time to work on the style a bit. I tried different colors for the track and for the train. I'm gonna draw the train again on top of itself with slightly different parameters so the cars look like they have a contour. For that I set different properties here, and after a bit of trial and error, it looks alright. Still can't decide on the color, it's transporting dirt or wood maybe. Let's use the same function again to draw the connecting pieces between the cars. Again, after a bit of trial and error, it looks nice. Now, this draw train function name is not good, and I'm not really sure how to call it, but let's say draw blocks, because it draws a certain number of near rectangular blocks. And the draw train function calls draw blocks multiple times to get the style that we want. I also passed the 2 colors of the train as an additional parameter in an array. Everything still works the same, but the code is much better. I wanted to have more colors and make sure I remember which is which. So switching from an array structure to an object, where the keys tell what the color is for. I also add comments here before each draw block's call, so I know what they do, and add another one for the locomotive. I want the number of cars to include the locomotive. So it will just be drawn on top of the first car like this. To style the locomotive more, I draw another block in front. But I want this one to be round, so I add one parameter to set a round line cap. A circle would actually be enough here, so I remove any width. In this way, the 2 line caps touch each other to form a circle, which, by the way, is more efficient than using the arc method. You can find out more in my video on drawing circles. Let's style things a bit more and add more details to the locomotive. I tried different combinations, another round block in front for the window. Let's see if anything's interesting outside. Oh, look, a nice wall. Oh yeah, and the wood-carrying train, which is green, so let's go with that color. After a bunch of different shades and combinations and a little more fine-tuning, I have this. Train carries now coal instead of wood, because I wanted to keep the number of colors to a minimum. Less is more sometimes. Then some final testing with a different number of cars, and everything works as expected. Cleaning up things a bit, moving the code in different files for the track, the blocks, the train, and the world. I reorganize the code here, add more cars, center the canvas in the middle of the screen like so, and I'm quite happy with the result. Next time I'll show you how I use this train to make the game. Thanks for watching and see you guys.